Yeah.
Are there any other pertinent things that kids should know
Yes.
from back in your day when you were a kid that you think would be interesting for them?
The first automobiles were all touring cars. They had curtains that you put up in the wintertime.
Really?
Curtains. And my dad's first sedan was a Jewett.
A Jewett?
J-E-W-E-T, Jewett.
And the roads back, but the roads back then, were they dirt or cobblestone or?
Most of it, they had some cement roads in Ohio, but to go into Indiana, they were all gravel. All gravel.
And in Toledo, there's a lot of cobblestone, right?
There were cobblestone, a lot of brick.
Yeah, brick. How much did it cost to ride the streetcar? Do you remember?
When I was penny.
A penny? And then how long, where would that get you from into? Like a penny? Anywhere?
Anywhere. Up to the age of 12, I think you get to ride for a penny.
Did you go fishing a lot?
Not a whole lot, although my uncle had a cottage on a river and we would fish some. My dad and my uncle used to fish and maybe catch 300 fish at a time.
Wow.
And I had to clean them, and then my mother and aunt had to fry them. You didn't have really the refrigeration that they had that day. You just went out and bought 25 pounds or 50 pounds and put it in an upright refrigerator. It had a door there that you put the ice in. But the first ones had the door on the top, and you set it on top of the ice that what you wanted kept for a few days.
So back when you were little, they used to have to collect ice, and that was what they used for.
They got a lot of ice in the rivers.
Oh.
It started in big barns. And they put layers of sawdust between the layers of ice so they wouldn't all freeze together.
And then through the summer and the rest of the year, you would just buy ice and put it in your refrigerator.
I used to have an Iceman with a horse drawn. And he'd come through the streets, either blowing a horn or hollering, or you had a sign that you could put on the door of your door where you could see it if you wanted 25 pounds or 50 or how much you wanted. And he'd automatically stop and take it to your house and put it in the refrigerator.
Wow.
What about milk? Did you have a milkman that came
I had
around?
a milkman. He came every day. And
Did you ever drink the cream off the top of the milk before your parents saw you?
the parents took the cream off for their coffee.
Ah. What other did like a potato or vegetable man deliver? Any other delivery type?
Occasionally farmers would come, hucksters we call them, would come through the streets and have various vegetables or fruits in season.
What did you do, like at night, after dinner, before bed? Play cards, play games?
Well, you
Just
played
read
cards.
books?
We had different kind of games you could play on the table, or card games.
What would you and your brothers do? Would you play card games with them, or play with them, or
Would we do what?
play with your brothers, like card games?
Oh, I had two brothers. And then, of course, a lot of times we went ice skating. We ice skated a lot. And then we sledded a lot.
Did you play baseball a lot in the summertime?
Played, in those days you played a lot of softball. The ball was, you know, bigger, maybe your range.
Yeah.
Played underhanded softball games in leagues. Played a lot of that, though, almost every day.
Where would you, where was a popular thing good to go on a date, like when you were going with Grandma? Where would you go on a date? What was?
Usually just to a movie.
To a movie?
I wasn't much of a dancer. There were some dance halls, but we never went to them.
How much was a movie? To go to a movie?
It was 10 cents on Saturdays and 15 cents during the week. In the evening. During the week you just had a show in the evening. Saturdays you had a matinee and one in the evening.
Do you remember like any favorite movie that came out? I mean, because they were started out black and white,
Well, it was
right?
all black and white. It was all black and white. There were no colors.
Did Grandma have a favorite movie that she liked to go see? Or just anything?
Just whatever was on.
Didn't.
They had a lot of cowboy pictures and Indian pictures in those days. Battles between the two.
Did Grandma like that? Or, I don't. Did Grandma like those kind of movies?
I should go. Something to do.
Yeah, true.
Now, did they actually have sections of like the theater for African American people?
Oh,
That were.
we didn't have very many colored people around Italy to start with. Almost in the slavery days, before this, after the slaves were over, they started coming in. Nowadays, by every block has its colored people. But in those days, so it cost either 10 cents or 15 cents. I'd get 25 cents for lunch for school, so I got $1.25 for a week. And you could buy a box lunch for 10 cents or 15 cents, so you could save 10 or 15 cents every day. That's where I got my spending money to go to the shows.
Oh. So you had a $1.25 allowance?
Yeah.
Is that what basically?
No, well, I had that in high school, $1.25.
How much was the candy?
A lot of penny candy. Ice cream cones were a nickel.
Michelle, do you want this in the refrigerator or should I put it out on the table? Huh?
Refrigerator's fine.
Andrew, think of any other questions?
Did
Did you read?
Didn't they?
Did you read a lot of comic books when you were younger?
Well, they didn't really have the comic books that much. They had different kind of books that you could buy. But,
Yep, but like Superman wasn't around.
That was before Superman. He hadn't been born yet.
So what did you read when you were younger? Before that, what was around the breed?
Well, that'd be
Like Tom Sawyer or
about the cowboys, some soldiers, Indians, and about the three main subjects.
Do you remember the Depression or the war or anything?
I wasn't in the war, I had a deferment.
well, like World War I. You were probably too young by the time.
Yeah, I wasn't in War I, I was too young, my uncle was.
In World War II, you had a deferment. What's that mean?
Huh?
What does a deferment mean? You had a
They
deferment.
will not call you to join the service.
He would have been in his 30s, so.